What is up, everyone? It's your girl China K, China One, and welcome to my cast. So today is Easter, if you couldn't tell, but by the time I post this, it won't be Easter no more. So happy belated Easter if you do celebrate. If not, it'll probably be Friday when I post it. So happy Friday. But anyways, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe so you can start to see my face every single day, and I will be all up in your business. With that being said, it's time to get read. Alright, we're just gonna get straight into your business. So a lot of y'all, my collective, may have been struggling for a job recently, actually for a while now. If not struggling for a specific job, like you've been applying and then just nothing, it may possibly be that you've been trying to find time to do the things that you like, or to pursue some type of career, some type of business, some type of hobby, with the Five of Pentacles in reverse here. And the problem being that right now it's not making money. So right now, whatever endeavor you're trying to pursue, that is not making money. So you are feeling conflicted and you're having trouble dedicating actual time and energy and resources towards it, because you're like, well, it's not making me any money, it's not making me anything, so clearly I need to be focused on my real job. Clearly I need to be focused on my real career, my real thing that helps me make money, and just really neglecting whatever it is that you're actually wanting to do. There's a lot of worry here. There's a lot of an overabundance of anxiety. And if you haven't yet, go watch my video on anxiety. It'll be up here in the info cards, and it'll also be in the link in the description. So if I was you, I would go watch it, because it's a lot of anxiety here. But anyways, so yeah, so there's just a lot of feeling kind of woe is me, like, you know, the world is not the proper place to be chasing dreams. The world doesn't care about you. The world just wants you to suffer, and that's why up until now, like, you're not given the proper time, the proper resources, the proper energy to really do anything aside from work, to really do anything aside from surviving, okay? Now I have good news for you. There is going to be a big opportunity coming in for you. This could be anything from a job. This could be anything from a time and energy, or like a sort of space that allows you to properly pursue what it is that you're trying to do. Whether that is you getting hired by some type of job or company, or it is you starting your own sort of business, whatever the case may be. But the only thing is, once you get it, you will be feeling like you need to kind of cut everything abruptly, stop everything abruptly. And I'm not talking about within the job, I'm talking about within your personal life. You're going to feel like super suspicious. You're going to feel like you need to hold on super tight. So you're going to be trying to stop all of your really bad habits, and kind of almost feeling a bit spiteful towards your life in general, and being like, okay, well, maybe the problem was my friends and so on and so forth. So now that I've gotten this dream that I've wanted, I mean, it's time for these people to go. I'm finna isolate myself. I'm finna just do me, finna just make this money and kind of be on my own right now, blah, 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 blah. It just doesn't have the best intentions in that way of thinking, where you're like, now that you have the blessings, now you're cutting off all of the bad habits. Now you're cutting off what you deem to be bad energy. Now look, if that's genuine, if those are genuine worries, okay, yes, it's fine to do this. If you genuinely feel like, oh, I have bad energy around me, or I have bad habits, I need to get on the right side of life now that I'm actually making the money. I don't have to use certain things as a crutch anymore. Now, it's never too late to get your life on the right track. But the problem is that you thinking that because you all of a sudden start changing your life for the better, that the lessons you need to learn will not still come to you. Because previously, if you are living out of a place of lack, if you are in a lack mindset before, where you're like, oh, I don't have enough, I can't really make ends meet, I'm only surviving at this point, the problem lies within your mind, and it's not necessarily the bad energy that could possibly be around you. And it's, you know, partly your bad habits, yes, but to think that the universe will magically skip you for future lessons just because all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm on the right side of life. Like, I'm focused, I'm getting my stuff together. I'm not dealing with no messy people, no messy energy. And it's a sense of, yeah, but honestly, you shouldn't have been in the first place. You shouldn't have been dealing with people that you was dealing with in the first place, where you felt like you had to be extra secretive anyways. And so now you even more secretive, and you calling it private, but sometimes it's not quite private. You kind of be pushing the borders as far as being private goes, even with some of your loved ones, and it's pretty interesting. Either way, just because you up and decide when you get your actual blessings that in order to keep that blessing you have to change, honestly, the changes should have already been being implemented prior to these opportunities that are coming in, just because you're wanting to make a nice safe space prior to it coming in so that you can feel safe in that opportunity, so you can feel like, oh, it's not going to get taken from me. The changes you're making out of fear. You're making these changes, or you're going to make these changes out of fear. And it's important that going forward with these new opportunities, that you stay as spontaneous, that you stay as fun, that you stay curious, because there are going to be even more opportunities coming where you're going to have to make a decision, and because you're trying to change your life in a certain way to match how you feel, matches these blessings that you're going to be receiving, it's like you're going to have a very hard time making a true decision on which ways you want to go, where you want to stay, where you want to leave. And you're going to have thought that the changes you made were going to be a bit more permanent, but because you made those changes so abruptly and you're not really used to them, you're going to be trying to go back to old habits very, very quickly, old lack mindsets very, very quickly, and even starting to feel suspicious of those around you, because you're like, at this point, the problem can't be me because I made those changes already. I did what I was supposed to do so that like my blessing would stick around and that I wouldn't have such hard time. But the problem is, blessings are not all peaches and cream. It's not all just love and light. A lot of times when blessings come, you're also having to make decisions. You're also having to push that momentum even further forward. The universe is not always going to push you. The universe a lot of times wants you to push yourself, wants you to prove to yourself that you have what it takes, wants you to prove to yourself that you deserve the position that you're in, and that the universe really just wants you to be receptive at the end of the day. They don't want you to do too much. Any lessons you're supposed to learn, you're going to learn them anyway. You cannot skip them. Even if you feel like you're being proactive, you're making those changes, you're cutting those people off, you're holding your secrets, thinking you're being private. There is a difference. Some of you have not quite found that balance yet. Some of you have not found that difference yet, and that is okay, because the universe will get you right as long as you are open to receiving, as long as you are in a receptive energy. And although this is a picture of a woman and the Empress is a basically a divine feminine kind of card, obviously you do not have to be a female, but you do need to be in a more feminine energy of receiving, a more what word am I looking for? Break it down and put it into my mind. In a calmer energy, a calmer mindset, where you're like, okay, like I trust the universe to guide me, and I trust that whatever I need to learn, whatever I need to be doing, like I'm going to be guided towards that. Now, the problem is how you're going to be guided towards that. That's the part that you might not like, but you can't control that part no matter what. Okay, let's look at the bottom of the deck energy. So on the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles. And this is planting seeds with time. Not being over anxious, not over anticipating, but planting the seeds and then allowing them to grow. Actually giving them the time to grow. Which is why this is... So let me show you. You all could be seeing 777, 555, 999. Either way, we have the Seven of Swords here, which is the energy of what I was saying, you trying to make these changes really abruptly in an attempt to hold on to these opportunities and blessings that you're receiving so that you feel deserving of it. And then this is, once you get the opportunity, you're planting the necessary seeds. You're taking that time. You're going in a... you're just naturally progressing, using what's around you, really utilizing those resources that You felt lacking before, which is fine. You know, you were in a lack mindset, but it's important that instead of feeling like you have to cut everything out, instead, you're implementing what you've learned. You're implementing the energies and you're allowing yourself to manifest. You're allowing yourself to create. However, slowly but surely, this energy is more of a like trying to move on faster. You're like, well, now that I got my blessing, I don't want to be dealing with none of this old stuff. So I'm just going to quickly cut it loose and that'll be that. That will not be that. That will not be that. But anyway, after that card was the Wheel of Fortune. Meaning that once you are planting these seeds, once you do this part, then you will be able to naturally progress. Now, the timing depends. I get a lot of people asking me during private readings, oh, will this happen by next month? Will this happen next week? I don't know where y'all expect me to pull these time frame from. I'm going to get a deck that has time frame, but even if I had a time frame for y'all, there's still a good chance that it will not happen because I'm reading energy, and your actions can be directly parallel to the energy that you're trying to create, to the energy that you're having within yourself, because you could all of a sudden choose self-destruction. You could choose self-destruction one day and then it'll just delay your plans further. But that's not something really necessary to worry about, because most likely if you self-destructed, or if there's something, because it might not always be you. Sometimes it's a divine intervention. But if the universe is delaying something, know that it's for your benefit. Know that it probably needed to be delayed in whatever time frame you have in your head. You might as well do away with it. Because most of the time, it's either self-sabotage, self-destruction that's delaying it, or it's the universe. And it's not really much you can do about it. You might be like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. But yeah, so things will naturally progress. You will go through your ups and downs. You will get many blessings along the way. And it's just important that you don't try to move too fast. You got the blessing, so now you feel like you have to hurry up and make it to a certain point. You have to hurry up and grasp onto it. You have to hurry up and make it to a certain point before it leaves you. But the thing is, it's almost not about the blessing itself leaving, like the job opportunity, the time opportunity, the energy opportunity. It's more so about you continuing to motivate yourself within it, you allowing yourself to experience some type of success, or to believe that you will receive some type of success as long as you do the proper work. If you're doing the proper work, the external factors really almost don't matter as much. You get me? Let's look at some oracle. Okay, let's see. We have Canary Spirit, sing your own song. It's important that you're going to the beat of your own drum and that you're not following other people's footsteps because you're trying to stay in line. A lot of y'all seem to be very traumatized by the universe's actions. I don't blame you. The universe, I ain't gonna say too much. Anyways, but yeah, you need to make sure you're just being very honest and being very authentic. This doesn't mean you have to be telling all your business, but it's okay to say like, yeah, you know, I'm not quite sure about it yet, or yeah, I don't quite feel settled in this opportunity. I don't feel settled in this endeavor yet, but I am hopeful. I have hope, and I'm motivated to at least try and see where this can go, to see what I can receive, even if it's not necessarily money at first. For some of you, it won't necessarily be money, but it'll be something else that'll be fulfilling in a different way, where basically the universe will give you incentive to keep going here and there, as long as you're already showing proper progress and proper enthusiasm for whatever it is that you're doing, because you asked for it. Whatever opportunity is coming, you asked for the opportunity, okay? Now, we also have Otter Spirit, you are never alone. You could be seeing 12-12, 24-24, 42-42. But yeah, as far as you are never alone, it's very true. And this is what I was saying also about you feeling like you're gonna want to cut people off. You could already be feeling like this. You could already be feeling like, oh, I need to cut people off, because some of you, when things aren't necessarily going your way, you begin to feel like everything and everybody else is the problem. Really, I hate to tell you, but the call is coming from inside the house. Okay? The problem might very well be you. The problem might be your mental, whatever it is that you do in your daily life, your daily habits, that you are needing to really do a deep dive and change, but not change because you're like, oh, this blessing is coming in, or oh, I can feel this opportunity coming in, or oh, this opportunity is here. But more so like you can feel better about things, so you don't feel rushed, so you don't feel like you're lacking, but more so you feel like, okay, I can dedicate time and energy to this. Basically YOLOing it, a little bit of YOLO, never hurt nobody. Let me not say that, because some of y'all do too much. But yeah, so in this case, there's a sense of you aren't lacking, and the people in your life might not be the problem. So if you're taking certain things out on your loved ones, feeling like your loved ones are a burden, and you might not, saying they're a burden, I mean, family members are a burden in a lot of ways. So it's not anything to be like, oh, that's mean to say, or it's bad to say, or it's bad to acknowledge that you feel like that, because it's not bad. But it's important to know, although they very well might be a burden, because if you are the lead of your household, or you are part of integral part of your household, where you help make decisions, where you contribute in whatever way, your family is a responsibility. So it does sometimes make it hard to prioritize what you have going on. But just because they're a burden, just because they're a responsibility, does not mean they are the ones that have been blocking certain energies for you. They are not the ones that's causing all of your anxiety a lot of the time. What's causing your anxiety, what's causing your sense of loneliness, your sense of overwhelming, like, oh, I just have so much on my plate, I have to take care of everything, I have to take care of everybody, is you. And by doing that, you're not allowing yourself to receive the proper help that you need, so that you can even begin to focus on what you want to focus on. Gotta give it a rest. Oh wait, I forgot one. And just as I was talking about that, other people and your relationship with them, we have ant spirit, time to collaborate. So it's important that you ask for help when you are having trouble. It's important that you ask for help when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling that sense of lack mindset, and it's causing you to have overwhelming anxiety that you just are really having a hard time releasing. It's almost like if you feel like if you let go of it, you will lose that motivation to keep going in the first place. Because without these blessings, it's like you're just basically running on fumes. So you're having to create your own opportunities, your own sort of incentive to keep going. And right now, that is you feeling like what you're lacking, you need to go get it, especially for you and your loved ones. So it's going to be hard for you to be in a position of, okay, I'm doing things, but now I have to be open to receiving, not so much going and getting, if that makes sense. So this is still an action period, but it's just more so you're taking it slower. You're taking it slow and steady. Slow and steady does win the race this time. All right, so then on the bottom of the deck, we have Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibility. And that's where the important part comes in. Some of you all might not like the mystery of everything. Some of y'all really cannot stand the in-between period, as they are sometimes called, where you're in between blessings. So sometimes things might not necessarily be really, really bad, but they're not good necessarily either. Or sometimes it's like you're lacking in one thing, where maybe you're lacking finances, but you have your family, you have your kids, you have your mom, your dad, your cousin, or you have your really close friends, like things of that nature. But either way, it's like that one specific thing that's lacking. It just makes everything feel a whole lot worse. Even if generally you're not necessarily unhappy, it just makes everything feel worse. So you have to be more open to everything getting better. And you have to be more open to the mindset of one part of your life does indeed have to do with almost every other part. That's why the changes that you will be trying to make prior to this, it will be like just random things almost, where you're like, oh yeah, I gotta cut this out. I feel like this is making me like this way, so I need to cut this out. This is bad energy. This is distracting me, whatever the case may be. And it could be completely random, and it's true. A lot of things do have a random effect on other parts of your life, but this is not the way to go about it. You have to be open to the infinite possibility of the fact that some things will indeed fix themselves. When you're focusing on the right things, other things will fix themselves, or it will be a proper time and place to deal with them. Sirens. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. It's interesting. As soon as something good is about to happen, alarm bells start going off in your head. Some of y'all might get very anxious prior to a good opportunity. And that goes to show a lot about your past experiences. But it's important that you don't let your past continue to get in your way. You get triggered by good things a lot. But you also just might get triggered by bad things as well. But it's like good things really trigger you because you're almost like, now of all times, now good things want to happen. Like, nah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying what you're selling. And then we have Scarab Beetle Spirit Magic works through you. And you guys won't even guess what card I just pulled off. Because I actually pulled off 2 on accident. And here's Turtle Spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. So Spirit wanted to really emphasize that, yes, slow and steady does indeed win the race, okay? And it's like, don't look at it as you're going slower than everybody else around you. Don't look at it as you're having to be more patient. In fact, don't compare yourself to anybody else's process at all, because trust, they don't want to be in your shoes, even if they might be envious, and you definitely don't want to be in their shoes. The grass is not greener on that other side. They have their issues too. Anyways, so as far as magic works through you, it's like you are what's calling these blessings to be there. So it's like all you have to do is be you. If the universe didn't feel like you deserved whatever they put in your life, they wouldn't have put it there. So it's like, it's just necessary to prove things to yourself. It's not about other people. It's not about what's around you. It's not even about the universe a lot of the time. It's about you focusing on you. It's about you doing what you want to do. It's about you doing what you feel is best for you and also those around you. But a lot of times those thoughts are already riddled within. If you're already feeling those burdens, most of the time you've already been thinking about everybody and their mama. Most of the time you've already been thinking, and that's why you have so much anxiety, because you can't control other people and you can't be responsible for other people's happiness. You can try, but most of the time your actions up until now have already been very thoughtful. They've already been trying to make sure everybody else is straight, and maybe not all the time yourself. So with that being said, the universe just wants you to know that you are the magic, okay? What's that, when he was like, I'm the one that's selling the records. Ain't nobody here to see you, Otis. Like, that's the energy of this. Like, the universe, the blessings, they are showing up for you, okay? Everybody has their own team, their own thing going on, but what's the use of thinking of that? You have bigger things to focus on. You have better things to focus on. So it's like, be focused. Don't try to do too much. Don't be trying to do random stuff that you feel like is in the way. We have give with gratitude and grace, Turkey Spirit. So be graceful, be smart about it. Ask yourself, okay, I'm trying to cut this off because I feel like, I don't know, it just feels like maybe I'm doing too much in this area, devoting too much energy in this area. Ask yourself if it really makes sense though. Like, sometimes that's what it boils down to. Does that make sense? Ciao. And I'm going to give y'all one more card to part with. Well, I'm going to say one more. I'm going to give it a few more, but it's going to be kind of a rapid fire type of thing. Last messages for my collective. We have faithfulness. I commit to my mind, heart, and will. I am devoted to the needs of my soul. I trust in myself, in God, and the universe. So if you don't believe in God, that's okay. You can replace that with any other thing. You could just stop at the universe and yourself if you'd like to. But that's what I'm saying. You have to allow yourself to receive. You have to trust in yourself in the process and trust that you can do what it takes to have your blessings stick around, to receive and manifest more blessings. Let's see what else. Oh, Lord, it fell. My Shayla. Difficulties. We have technical difficulties. All right, this one says goodness. I overcome my imperfections, polish my character, and feed on the positive. Thus, I free myself, allow my goodness to manifest and become a source of joy. Through gentleness, I offer unconditional support, understanding, and love to myself and others. Okay. And this is important. you feed on the positive. So instead of you worrying about the negative, instead of you focusing on the negative, what's affecting you negatively in your life, you're focusing on the positive and you're feeding on the positive. That's where the secret lies. That's the secret sauce. Okay, we're going to get one more quickly. All right, we got divine light. I am an expression of love and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. Once again, the goodness. What is going good? What is going well? What good habits do you have that you want to remain? What good people do you have in your life that you want to remain? And this is divine light here. And tell me that this don't look like this. Literally the same message, allowing yourself to have that fun, allowing yourself to motivate yourself based off of what's going positively in your life, not what's going negatively, not what you need to go and get. Bottom of the deck, we have shining light. My desire to improve myself transforms fear into strength. I raise my thoughts above doubt and find faith in the goodness of the universe. I love and accept myself as a soul, and I discover the light that dwells in me. Discovering, you allow yourself to find it. You allow yourself to work with the energies instead of feeling like you already have to be deserving. Like you're deserving as you are now. Like I said, the universe would not bring it to you if they did not have a plan. So even if you got to go through a lesson first, all right, and then we have the calm. Breathe, live, and grow the light within me. I do one thing at a time. And focus on the present moment. I cast off my doubts. All fear dissipates, and I find peace in my being. Hello, the calm, which is allowing yourself to receive. All right, well, I said my piece. So, I ain't going to try to convince y'all to listen to me, but I'm just saying, it's the right way to go. So yeah, I think that is all that I have for you today, my collective. And I hope you enjoyed this message. I hope it was able to bring you some clarity or some peace of mind. You're doing just fine. You're doing all right. Just allow yourself to live and learn. Don't be trying to force so many things, force so much progress. Just focus more energy on manifesting. Focus more energy on bettering yourself, looking towards the positive, implementing good habits, and not necessarily being so focused on what's bad, what's going negatively, okay? But you'll be all right. I think so. But with that being said, like if you want to, comment if you want to, subscribe if you want to, maybe even share. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.